Has anyone heard about this old Pixar movie, A Bug's Life? It's about a movie named ant named Flick, who teams up with a team of circus insects to fight a band of evil grasshoppers led by Hopper, an evil greedy grasshopper who only wants food from the ants. I watched it like a couple of years ago, and I pretty much enjoyed it. However, one incident left me shocking my entire life in 2007. I found a VHS tape on the ground while I was walking home after a day of swimming practice. It said, "Don't watch Pixar conventional tape." I popped it into my VCR anyways. The tape started with static for around 5 minutes. Then the scene was near the ending of the climax of the movie, A Bug's Life, where Hopper cornered Flick into a bird's nest. The scene was so violent. For an example, Hopper was choking Flick with Flick coughing, and the bird sees Hopper doing a dreadful deed. Thinking its trick was the blueberry scouts inside, Hopper immediately realized that he was shocked, and the bird roared at him. But the roar was Godzilla's roar, and it was extremely loud. I turned down the volume, and I could still hear the deafening roar. Hopper screamed as he walked out, but the bird caught him. As Hopper was almost going to die, the bird stabs him with his beak and carries him to the chicks. However, Hopper is still alive and was screeching for help. Instead of carrying Hopper down, he immediately dropped Hopper down to its chicks, and the screen cuts to black and I could hear blood-curdling screams. Soon an image of Hopper appeared on screen. Hopper was dead with his left eye across the way from his other eye. It was dangling from his socket and his mouth started leaking ooze, and then his wings were ripped off. One of his arms were ripped off as well. The music was playing was so dreadful. I tried lowering down the volume, but it wouldn't let me. I yelled help, but I realized I was alone. The screen then turned to black, and then a message popped up saying, 1995 Pixar Animation Studios. The tape then popped out of the VCR, and I popped it back in to get some footage. I uploaded the footage to YouTube, and I ended up selling the tape to eBay. It is still out there somewhere, somehow. You can buy this and disturbing tape. I have taken the footage, and it's online for those who want to see it. And that, my little pretties, was A Bug's Life deleted scene. Lost deleted scene or something. A Bug's Life creepypasta. Written by Affan Jamsari. Affan Jamsari, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Thank you so much for reading this story. This was appreciated. I really liked it. So anyways, thank you so much. Now anyways, with that being the case and that being said, what did I think about this story? Now, this story, I remember watching Bug's Life as a kid. Like, this was honestly a really good, movie as a kid. You know, it shows, you could definitely say, it actually shows, the kids, like, the bird ends up, feeding Hopper to her chicks. And, this is actually, like, an extended scene of, Bug's Life, except it was a little different. Now, to be completely honest, I actually found this one to be pretty interesting. Like, the concept was actually good, not gonna lie. The concept was actually pretty well done and detailed. It was great. But there were actually a few things that I gotta have to say, that I wasn't really a fan of, but it did need, some explanation as to why certain things happened. But before I get to that, I am gonna start off with the positives. For one, the grammar is really well done. The grammar was pretty good and well made and detailed. I actually really like this story. It actually is a pretty good concept for what it is. Now, I have not seen Bug's Life in a long time, so yeah. To be completely honest, I actually found this story to be rather amazing. It was very, very freaky. To be completely honest, is that VHS is off the ground and stuff like that. I know not all creepypastas start with that, mainly because they were curious of what the tape might be containing. But, to be completely honest, it's a bit cliched with the VHS tape, but I mean, I don't know when this was written, so this obviously was believable, so I'm willing to excuse some cliches. But parts of the story, it kind of was confusing. Like, I'm just saying that I really was, confusing at this part. So I definitely have to say that this story actually provided pretty good details of what it is. It actually was amazing. I really did really like the fact that, this is actually very believable. This was probably the same part, they did in Bug's Life, where Hopper gets eaten by the birds. Now, I actually have to say that when I first read this pasta, I was quite, wondering if I should give it a read or not. So here I am. I'm giving it a read right now. I actually find this one to be a rather decent lost cuts, deleted scene creepypasta. Maybe not the perfect one, but it actually did provide something. So I'm willing to say that this is actually very much something. So I definitely have to say, with that being the case, if there was anything else I have to say that I did not care for, was how was the scene, not included in the movie, is what I'm trying to say. Like, maybe why did they not include the scene where, Hopper's, the face gets chewed up and all that, There's just one thing. How would anybody, find out about this? Like, how would this be made by Pixar? I know Disney Pixar would not do anything like this. Well, even if they did, they'd probably make it as kid-friendly as possible, so that way they don't traumatize anybody. But I think this one is quite confusing at certain parts. Like, there was the Godzilla roar, which, birds don't do Godzilla roars, so that's definitely something. But I definitely have to say that this story actually had a lot of believability in it, and it's actually really well made in detail, especially with the author putting his time and effort into the story. It's just really well made. Now, I definitely have to say that, I wish this one maybe was a little longer, maybe just a bit longer, so then that way we get, like, maybe a full explanation as to, why this, deleted scene was made or something, at least so that way it'd be a lot more, pardon me about that, I was tired, but at least that way it'd be a lot more understandable, really well made in question, and I actually have to say that the story, it was not a bad story, it's a pretty good one. It does need a little bit of explanation as to, how this VHS tape ended up being on the road, and how come they put this in it, just so then that way the story would have a really good explanation detail. But other than that, it's actually a pretty good deleted scene pasta. Now, I know a lot of creepypastas don't tend to go out of their way and make something really decent or new. I don't understand why that's the case, but it is with, some pastas. But it actually, this one was really well made in detail. So I definitely gotta say, Affan, Jamsari, you did a pretty good job with this story. Now, anyways, with the issues out of the way, I really do appreciate the good grammar. I do appreciate the storyline. I do appreciate, the whole fact that this story actually was really well made in detail. So, that's definitely a plus for there. Now, anyways, with that being the case, and with that being said, yeah, I'm gonna sit there and, say this right now. This is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these, creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be I'm gonna give this one a 8.5 out of 10. It's pretty good, really well made, detailed. It actually provided really good context to it. It actually was believable. Really do appreciate, the good grammar and all that. I definitely have to say, it's a very believable story. Really well made in detail. Really enjoyed it. It was awesome. I really enjoyed this story. So anyways, I guess you could say with that being the case and with that being said, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm